Fanchagou Gali Antur. Bienvenue à votre émission de musique celtique, écossaise et irlandaise. Avec vos animateurs,
le quartier maître Bruce Sinclair
et la cartographe Margaret McLennan.
Vous y entendrez de la musique, mais aussi des petites capsules culturelles, des rires et des foleries.
Et naturellement, n'oubliez surtout pas de préparer votre shop, car nous aurons notre traditionnel toast, bien entendu.
Alors, montez le volume, asseyez-vous confortablement. Votre émission hebdomadaire commence maintenant.
Bonsoir à tous et bienvenue à une autre émission du Gali Antur en ce 12 août. Désolé pour le retard. Le quartier maître s'est endormi sur le divan. C'est ça. Quelle la vie. C'est la vie. Grosse journée, fatigué, puis il a passé douette pour partir de l'émission. Donc on va y aller tout de suite en musique, on ne perdra pas plus de temps parce que ça fait finir l'émission un petit peu plus tard, pour ne pas dire 1 heure plus tard, presque. Là-dessus, je vous souhaite une bonne soirée, profitez du moment et amusez-vous.
Sailing through the wild storm on the Gali Antur, we go with Bruce Sinclair and Margaret McLennan. Tales of seas they sow, battling the waves that crash, brave hearts beating fast, adventures on this ship, stories that will forever last. From the shores of old Scotland to the lands across the sea, the Gali Antur takes us where no one else would be. From pirates and sea monsters to treasure buried deep, Bruce and Margaret fearlessly sail with secrets they will keep. Oh, the Gali Antur, a vessel so grand with Bruce and Margaret, sailing hand in hand, they sing of epic sails and the oceans they roll, the legends of the sea, forever our hearts below.
The north was blue black in the morning early, and all the hills were white with snow, then it was winter fairly. As I was riding o'er the moor I met the farmer's daughter, her cherry cheeks and gold black hair that caused my heart to falter. I bowed my bonnet very low to let her know my meaning. She answered with a courteous smile, her looks they were engaging. "Where are you bound, my pretty maid? I hit the morning early." The answer then she gave to me, "Answered to sell my barley." And 20 more this yearly. So don't go to the market town, for I'll buy all your barley. And 20 more could buy delight with you, my pretty girlie, if you would lie with me tonight until the morning early. was riding home for the very evening after. Oh, it was my fortune for to meet the farmer's only daughter. Although the night was cold and rough with her, I thought to parley. The answer then she gave to me, I've sold my barley. Although the night was cold and rough with her, I thought to parley. The answer then she gave to me, kind sir, I've sold my barley.
set sail from our sweet Clover Court. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. She was an elegant craft, rigged forward and aft, and oh how the wild wind drove her. She could stand several blasts, she had 27 masts, and we called her the Irish Rover. Fairly well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fairly well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. We had 1 million bags of the best sluggo rags, we had 2 million barrels of stone. We had 3 million sides of old blind horses' hides, we had 4 million barrels of bone, and 5 million hats, 6 million dogs, 7 million barrels of porter. We had 8 million bales of old nanny goat's tails in the whole of the Irish Rover. Fairly well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fairly well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. We had Barney McGee from the banks of the Lee. There was Hogan from County Tyrone. There was Johnny McGurk, who was scared stiff of work, and the fella from Westmead called Malone. There was Slugger O'Toole, who was drunk as a rule, fighting Billy Tracy from Dover, and young Nolan from the Clare. He's strong as a bear, he's the skipper of the Irish Rover. Fairly well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fairly well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. We had sailed 7 years when the measles broke out and our ship lost her way in a fog. Then the whole of our crew was reduced down to 2, just myself and the captain's old dog. Then the ship struck a rock, Lord, what a shock. It turned the boat right over, and she spun 9 times around. The poor old dog was drowned. Now I'm the last of the Irish Rovers. Fairly well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fairly well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. tossed and driven on the dark blue sea. Farewell to Nova Scotia, my seabound coast, that our mountains dark and drear I be. For when I far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh or wish for me? For when I far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh or wish for me?
Tim Finnegan lived in Walking Street, a gentleman Irishman, mighty odd. He seen a brogue so soft and sweet, in the rise in the world he carried the hod. Tim had a sort of a tippling way, but the love of the liquor now he was born. Help him on with his work each day, the drum of the creature every morn. Whack for the piano, dance to your partner, with the floor your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth they told you? Lots of fun that Finnegan's way. One morning Tim felt rather full, his head felt heavy which made him shake. Fell from a ladder and he burst his skull, so they carried him home, his corpse awake. Rolled him up in a nice clean sheet, laid him out upon the bed. A gallon of whiskey at his feet, a barrel of porter at his head. Whack with it and out, dance to your partner, with the floor your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth they told you? Lots of fun that Finnegan's way. His friends assembled at the wake, and Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. First they brung in tea and cake, and pipes, tobacco and whiskey punch. Biddy O'Brien began to cry. Such a nice clean corpse did you ever see? Tim of Ornan, why did you die? I shut your gums, says Paddy McGee. Whack for the nano, dance to your partner, with the floor your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth they told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's way. Peggy O'Connor took up the job, and Biddy says she, you're wrong, I'm sure. Biddy gave her a belt in the gum and left her sprawling on the floor. Then the war did soon enrage, woman to woman and man to man. Shillelagh law was all the rage, and a row and a ruction soon began. Biggie Maloney lowered his head, and a bottle of whiskey flew at him. Missed and falling on the bed, the liquor scattered over Tim. Tim revives, see how he rises. Timothy rising from the bed. Send water in your liquor around like blazes. Thunder and tears, do you think I'm dead? Whack for the dad of dance to your partner, with the floor your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth they told you? Lots of fun that Finnegan's way.
Sun comes up and the sun goes down. Sky and prairie and another town. Broken lines, a stuttered code. No sign ahead, just a lonely road. Headlights in the skewed rear view, 1,000 miles or more from you, where the 18-wheelers haul their loads. No sign ahead, just a lonely road. Streets of heaven are paved with gold, and the road to hell is paved with souls. Someone loves me, this I know. mind, reminders of what's left behind. The wipers sweep, the taillights glow, no sign ahead, just a lonely road. Me, I just have home in mind, what's hard ahead gets left behind. North of 7, it's rock and snow and a gravel ride on a lonely road. Streets of heaven are paved with gold, and the road to hell is paved with souls. Someone loves me, this I know, somewhere down the lonely road. Streets of heaven are paved with gold, and the road to hell is paved with souls. Someone loves me, this I know, somewhere down the lonely road. Sun comes up and the sun goes down, sky and prairie and another town. The broken lines, a stuttered code, no sign ahead, just a lonely road. Me, I just have home in mind, what's hard ahead gets left behind. North of 7 is rock and snow and a gravel ride on a lonely road. Streets of heaven are paved with gold, and the road to hell is paved with souls. Someone loves me, this I know, somewhere down the lonely road. Streets of heaven are paved with gold, and the road to hell is paved with souls. Someone loves me, this I know, somewhere down the lonely road.
miles down the glen came a Capines man with his shovel slung behind them. 'Twas in the pub they drank the sub, and up in the spike you'll find them. They sweated blood and they washed down mud with pints and quarts of beer. And now we're on the road again with my Capines Fusiliers. I stripped to the skin with that flint down in the Isle of Ren. With the hose fade to shoot I knew the rule. No money if you stop for rain. My Capines God walk a well-filled road. You should have stood to be sincere. And who to hear, who to report with my Capines Fusiliers. Oh, oh, oh. Well, I remember the day when the brown sheep fell into concrete stairs. What the whole space and when he saw him dead, but it wasn't what the rich call prayed. Well, I'm an Navy short was the one retold that reached into my ears. Oh, when the going gets rough, well, you must be tough with my Capines Fusiliers. Oh, oh, well, I worked till the sweat when he had me bet with Russians, chains and poles. Oh, shuddering jams in the hydro dams, or underneath the Thames in a hole. Well, I brought feet hard and I've got me caught, and many gangers feet across me heels. Well, if you value your life, don't jump like Christ with my Capines Fusiliers. Oh, oh, well, oh,
One evening as I rambled 2 miles below Pond Road, I met a pretty fair maid all upon the mountains high. I said, my pretty fair maid, your beauty shines most clear, and upon these lonely mountains I am glad to meet you here. She said, young man, be civil, my company forsake, for to my great opinion I fear you are awake. And if my parents they should know my life they would destroy for the keeping of your company on the mountains of Pond Road. I said, my love, I am no rake, And then she came onto my arm on a cornermuses high. I had not kissed her once or twice till she came to me again, and modestly she asked of me, "Pray, sir, what is your name? If you go to yonder forest, my castle you will find, and written ancient history. My name is Reynardine." And then by night she followed him, and his teeth did brightly shine, and he laid her in his castle. Did the slide boat rain?
Fairly well to Prince's Landing Stage, river and sea, fairly well. I am bound for California, it's a place that I know right well. I have signed on a Yankee clipper ship, Tabby Crockett is the name, and Bertie's the captain of her, and they say she's a floating shame. So very well, my own true love, and when I return united will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. I have sailed with Burgess once before, he's a man that I know right well. If a man is a sailor, he can get along, and if nothing is sure in hell. So very well, my own true love, and when I return united will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, the sun is on the harbor, love, and I wish I could remain, for I know it will be a long, long time before I see you again. So very well, my own true love, and when I return united will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. So very well, my own true love, and when I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee.
village of Kilgore there is mighty young and fair. Her eyes shine like diamonds, she has long and golden hair. The horseman, he comes riding up to the Pharaoh's gates. On the pure white stallion, he come down at the strike of hate. Step it on Mary, my thunder, step it on Mary if you can. Step it on Mary, my thunder, show legs to the countryman. Step it on Mary, my thunder, step it on Mary if you can. Step it on Mary, my thunder, show legs. I have come to call your daughter Mary, have the golden hair. I have gotten, I have silver, I have ruby and compare. I will buy silk and satin and a ring for her. She show up and mention she has servants to command. Step it on Mary, my thunder, step it on Mary if you can. Step it on Mary, my thunder, show legs to the countryman. Step it on Mary, my thunder, step it on Mary if you can. Step it on Mary, my thunder, show legs. I don't want gold and silver, I don't want girls and land. I'm gone with the soldier, I have promise in my hand. But if I spoke of sharply, you will do as I command. You get married on Sunday and you wait at wedding band. Step it on Mary, my thunder, step it on Mary if you can. Step it on Mary, my thunder, show legs to the countryman. Step it on Mary, my thunder, step it on Mary if you can. Step it on Mary, my thunder, show legs to the countryman. In a village of Kilgore, there is a deep stream flowing by. On a wedding day at midnight, she drones with a soldier boy. In a cottage there is music, you can hear her father say. Step it on Mary, my fond daughter, someday is your wedding day. Sunday is your wedding day. Sunday is your wedding day. Step it up, 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 Mary. Step it up, 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 Mary, if you can. Step it up, step it up, step it up, step it up, Mary, if you can. Step it up, 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 Mary. Step it up, Mary, my thunder, step it up, Mary, if you can. Step it up, Mary, my thunder, show legs to the countryman. Step it up, Mary, my thunder, step it up, Mary, if you can. Step it up, Mary, my thunder, show legs. So step it up, Mary.
I'd say, but still the best is left. After for a minute she discovered his ability to live from love and air. You see, a pretty boring job. A businessman from Waterford set on his ship completely bored. Said someone threw him overboard. He shivered in the cold, but he was well, got strong like hell. He found his way, swam all the day. In Irish air you smell and see the taste of turf and taste of tea. The sandals all will ever be upon a violence hard. 'Cause in this air the clouds are red in the sky and everywhere you'll find a place to start. A fisherman from Killybeag, a grumpy man he always nagged till he turned out to be a rag and laughed his life away. A teacher from the eastern hills, he smoked like hell, took a lot of pills till he discovered very first he banged around the ball. In Irish air you smell and see the taste of turf and taste of tea. The sandal shop will ever be upon a violence hard. 'Cause in this air the clouds are red in the sky and everywhere you'll find a place to start.
Breezy with sunny spells and scattered showers, some of them heavy. During the afternoon and evening, the showers will lessen. Highest temperature 17 to 20 degrees. And there's a warning that south to southwest winds will reach gale force tonight on the Irish coastal waters from Hook Head to Roach's Point to Luke Head and on the Irish Sea.
The lawyer from the west coast, he was a lousy party host, and then he stopped with all his posts and changed into a maid. A baker Mike from Donegal, a weedy guy, extremely small. He sold the bread till he was tall and grew right to the sky. And then Shane from Galway town was fat and clearly upset on. He went around wearing it down, he didn't give a damn. He loved his dress, felt happiness. He danced around and lost 8 pounds. 8 pounds? In Irish air you smell and see the taste of turf and taste of tea. The sandals all will ever be upon a violence hard. 'Cause in this air the clouds are red in the sky and everywhere you'll find a place to start. In Irish air you smell and see the taste of turf and taste of tea. The sandals all will ever be upon a violence hard. 'Cause in this air the clouds are red in the sky and everywhere
a shovel and cart. Move your tired legs, this work is hard. It comes straight from our hearts. Come on folks, let's step the beat in the muddy fields. Work to the beat, can't you feel the heat? This is where we belong, we have to sing this song. In memory of James Bryan, who came to Inishmore. He found his true love in 1854. The hot-blooded lad should have listened to what he said. He worked during the night, and now he is dead. The sun goes down and bring the crop back to town. And don't you dare to slow down. Something lurks in the nightly fog, it traps you with its voice and drags you into the fog. Take a look at the clock, this is where we belong. We have to sing this song in memory of James Bryan, who came to Inishmore. He found his true love in 1854. The hot-blooded lad should have listened to what he said. He worked during the night, and now he is dead. Why did you stay? I cannot live alone. It hurts so much when I pray. I'm begging for you to come home. I won't find no love no more. You were the one I lived for. But I will give you my most honest word. The story of James Bryan will be heard. In memory of James Bryan, who came to Inishmore. He found his true love in 1854. The hot-blooded lad should have listened to what he said. He worked during the night, and now he is dead. In memory of James Bryan, who came to Inishmore. He found his true love in 1854. The hot-blooded lad should have listened to what he said. He worked during the night, and now he is Oh, my love, why did you stay? I cannot live alone. It hurts so much
when I pray. I'm begging for you to come home. I won't find no love no more. You were the one I lived for, but I will give you my most honest.
July. Then a boring ring came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her to her feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing out, had to shake myself for to see she was nearly there. From Bantry Bay to Derry came, from going to Dublin town. No maid I seen at the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. As I onwards sped, I shook my head and I gazed the feeling rare. And I said to the master, why is the maid with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me and he says, she says, gem and Ireland's crown. Your posy began from the banks of the Banks, the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay to Derry came, from going to Dublin town. From maid I seen I the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. From Bantry Bay to Derry came, from going to Dublin town. No maid I seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. At the old fireside, the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay and Derry came, going to Dublin town. No maid I seen that sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. From Bantry Bay to Derry came, from going to Dublin town. No maid I seen that sweet Colleen that I met in the county down.
I don't know, you can see the changes that's come over me. Last few days I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling those stories, singing songs, make me think about where I came from. That's the reason why I seem far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia, being everything I ever had. I have moved and kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving, lost the friends that I needed losing, and others on the way. I have kissed the ladies, left them crying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. Travel sometimes, conscience flying, somewhere in the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I ever had. that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I ever had. Now I'm sitting here before the fire, empty room, a forest choir, flames that couldn't get any higher, withered now they're gone. But I'm steady thinking my way is clear. I know what he'll do tomorrow. The hands are shaking, kisses float, and I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. If I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I ever had. Oh, let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home.
Bridget O'Malley, you left my heart shaken with a hopeless desolation. I'd have you to know it's the wonders of admiration your quiet face has taken, and your beauty will haunt me wherever I go. The white moon above the pale sands, the pale stars above the thorn tree, are cold beside my darling, but no purer than she. I gaze upon the cold moon till the stars drown in the warm sea, and the bright eyes of my darling are never on me. My Sunday is weary, my Sunday it is grey now. My heart is a cold thing, my heart is a stone. All joy is dead in me, my life has gone away now. Another has taken my love for his own. The day it is approaching when we were to be married, and it's rather I would die than live only to grieve. Oh, meet me, my darling, ere the sun sets o'er the barley, and I'll meet you there on the road to Drumsleeve. Bridget O'Malley, you have my heart shaken with a hopeless desolation. I'd have you to know it's the wonders of admiration your quiet face is taken, and your beauty will haunt me wherever I go.
As I come on the overgate, I met a bonny wee lass. She winked at me with a tail of her lee as I went roving past. With my roving eye, all the time, roving eye down Derry. I asked her what the name might be. She said Jemima Rose, and I live in the Blaeberry Lane at the foot of the Balkan Close. With my roving eye, all the time, roving eye down Derry with me roving eye. Meet me up the winding stair when even lying in dark. The money fields on my inside, put shut tight to the tail of my sack. With my roving eye, all the time, roving eye down Derry with me roving eye. We scarcely had got in the hush, she took me to the room, and there she pulled a bottle with the bottle bits I done. With my roving eye, all the time, roving eye, down Derry with me roving eye. And all night long I dreamed that I was lying with my Rose. When I awoke I was on my arse at the foot of the Balkan Close. With my roving eye, all the time, roving eye, down Derry with me roving eye. And all you merry Perman lads are gone for a walk. The money field to your inside, which try onto the tail of your sack. With my roving eye, all the time, roving eye, down Derry with the me roving eye.
the man with a squint in his eye and a working man's tan. Just listen a while and you'll be entertained. But don't interrupt, you may ne'er walk again, 'cause his hands may be cracked and his eyes may be pale. He may not look long for this world. When that world's on your back, just sit down with old Jack and he'll tell you tall tales of old. He'll say, away with your boy, don't go wasting your time, should be living your life for yourself. 'Cause the very next day they could take you away and you won't have no stories to tell. But seeing as you're here, won't you buy us a beer and I'll tell you a favourite of mine. Go out and live your life another time. He'll regale you with tales through the smoke of his pipe. They'll show you some proof of his well-travelled life. The unicorn's horn or the gold he brought back. But just keep your mouth shut if you're down in old Jack, 'cause his hands may be cracked and his eyes may be pale. He may not look long for this world. When that world's on your back, just sit down with old Jack and he'll tell you tall tales of old. He'll say, away with your boy, don't go wasting your time, should be living your life for yourself. 'Cause the very next day they can take you away and you won't have no stories to tell. But seeing as you're here, won't you buy us a beer and I'll tell you a favourite of mine. Go out and live your life another time. I went to my local just the other day, and they told me old Jack had been taken away. The hospital bed found him cold like the night that snatched him away while he clung to his pipe. And his skin was so pale and his eyes wired shut, his story had come to an end. As I walked out the ward, I was shattered and torn. I remembered the last words he'd said. He said, away with your boy, don't go wasting your time, should be living your life for yourself. 'Cause the very next day they could take you away and you won't have no stories to tell. But seeing as you're here, won't you buy us a beer and I'll tell you a favourite of mine. Go out and live your life another time. Should be living your life for yourself. 'Cause the very next day they can take you away and you won't have no stories to tell. But seeing as you're here, won't you buy us a beer and I'll tell you a favourite of mine. Go out and live your life another time.
Et c'est ainsi que se termine cette émission. Alors, merci à tous d'avoir été à l'écoute. En espérant vous retrouver mardi prochain. Fait que là-dessus, je vous souhaite Machen Liv and Drast.